So energy can't be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred. So it's transferred, whether it be through heat, whether it be through electricity, whether it be through, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So energy can't be
It exists forever.
created. Right.
Once you put it out.
Right. That's it. So, and because we know that, all we can do is transfer energy between other people. And it's also something that's really, really, really interesting, that interests me anyway, is how water has memory, because water can absorb and transfer energy as well. And for those of you that don't believe that, look it up. There are sound waves that they push through water, and when they push it through it, it literally, the water will transform into different shapes depending on the sound waves that you push through it, which is just amazing.
Incredible.
So that to me just tells me that energy is real, energy exists, energy can't be created or destroyed. I mean, we know that. That's just facts. Whether or not you believe that energy can be created, whether or not you believe it can be moved and transferred throughout or through people, through vibes and things like that, what we do know is that energy can't be created or destroyed, right?
Yeah.
So with that, we also know that there's power in our words and power in what we say and what we do based off of the concept of energy. So we also know, going back to the religious aspect, just really briefly, that God spoke things into existence. So when you, and this is me, when you're taking music and you're creating, you're literally storing your energy
into a record
at that moment is what you're doing. Bad energy, good energy, whatever the case may be, you're storing that into the record at that moment. And when that record is played back, those frequencies create that energy. That's why when you hear, that's why we have, I mean, think about the genres, think about the songs. Why do we have wedding songs? Because that is the energy that we feel. We feel elated. We need an energy that matches that, and the song's frequency matches that energy. Why do we have niggas on the south side of Chicago and everywhere else that want to turn up and peel each other's heads back when they hear a certain song? You know how you go and
That's facts.
And
That's facts.
it's like, man, they playing this song, but
You
I
already
know these. Boy, I know these niggas about to fight. I know, because the energy shifts. So I mean, people aren't mindful of that.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, the love songs, and I know you were mentioning like the soul and things like that. That goes into the drug aspect of energy, because now you're playing with your energy. You can dampen it, you can heighten it, you do all types of stuff. So depending on what you take and what you're mixing and all the rest of that stuff, those things tend to happen. And this society has become numb. Everyone knows it. Everyone has said it.
Yeah.
Just people's definition of what that looks like is different depending on the person. Some people say numb in reference to just like, oh, well, people are desensitized, all the rest of that stuff. I feel numb as in, I think people have lost that touch with their energy, with their inner essence. And because people aren't in touch with that, it's very rare that you get a recording artist that's actually going to give you some soul.
A lot of artists have minimized just how powerful their words are. And it has caused our culture and our society to shift in a direction that is not always positive. We've lost our sense of working together as a whole.
Yeah.
Instead, we are working against one another, and we're competing with each other.
And society shaped it.
Yep. And
an individualistic society.
And I feel like that is also another reason why that energy is lacking in music. Like, let's take R&B, for example. Way back in the day, in our parents' day, it was way more common to hear a lot more love songs. Like, that was what you were going to hear when you turned on any R&B station, any radio station. You were about to get a smooth ass Luther Vandross having...
What was that?
Hit the pose.
Yeah, hold on. That's the wrong way. Now you know if a nigga ever sat like this, what they say, that album is fire.
Man, if they hit you with the
Right.
you already knew that album was about to make some babies.
Right.
So back in the day, there were love songs. That was the energy that people were putting out, because back then there were lots of love songs. But today in R&B, you're not really hearing a lot of love songs, especially in the mainstream. They're there, but they're buried. Think about what's hitting the Hot 100. You're not really, first of all, you're not really seeing much R&B on the Hot 100 like that. Not at the top, like the top 10. You'll see it periodically, but usually that song is not like, it's not going to be a power ballad like it used to. Or it's not going to be a song that is about love or marriage or courtship or respecting a woman and elevating her and putting her on a pedestal. Like, that's not really ever present in the industry anymore. And I'm wondering if that is having a profound effect on our society too, because in the same vein, less people are getting married, less people are looking for a committed relationship. And I'm not saying that everybody is feeling that way. I'm saying that there are people who, yes, do want to get married and want to have a long-term significant other. We are married, so almost 10 years now. Crazy.
10 years long, 10 years strong.
It'll be 10
Does it
years
feel
next
like 10
year.
years? No, just playing. No, it feels like I've been in this relationship for all but one day. It's timeless.
I love you too. I'm wondering if that has a profound effect on our society, because there are a lot less people who are looking for a committed relationship. A lot of people, as you said before, seem to have the dynamic of wanting to compete with the woman, or the woman feeling like she needs to compete with the man, because we have to prove that we are worthy and that we are just as good or as capable of doing a man's job. And that I use quotations because there should not be such a thing as a man's job. It should just be a job. And I'm wondering if the energy that's being put out in the industry is impacting that. And I'm sure it is, because as many people before us have stated, the culture pushes society in a certain direction. And I think that's ever present. And the further back you go, you can almost correlate the music that was out during whatever year that song came out, whatever song, and correlate that with what was happening in society. And you can literally do the exact same thing today. There's a lot of songs with artists that are struggling with mental health, and those time capsules of their energy is being emitted into these young people who are also struggling with mental health. Lots of songs of divisiveness and women feeling like they have to push away from the man and stand up on their own 2 feet because they're not getting that support. Men feeling like all that and doing whatever it is that men do. So I feel like the music has had an impact on our society and has pushed the culture in a certain direction because of the energy that the artists of today have put out, as opposed to their predecessors of yesterday.